Guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90 Turbo S Premium.
And a big thanks to Quentin and the rest of the management and staff here at Mazda of Wesley Chapel for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or SUV in the Tampa, Wesley Chapel area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Quentin.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the CX-90 is Mazda's all-new flagship midsize SUV, intended to compete with more premium vehicles such as the Volvo CX-90, Genesis GV80, Acura MDX, Cadillac XT6, or even the Lincoln Aviator. There are 2 power plants and 3 power figures depending on the trim level for the 2024 CX-90. Coming standard is a 3.3-liter turbo inline 6, made it to a 48-volt mild hybrid system, cranking out 17 horsepower, combined output being 280 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque for the lower trims. For the higher trims, you get the higher output version of that motor, cranking out 340 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque for the Turbo S and up. There's also a plug-in hybrid, which mates a 2.5-liter inline 4 turbo to a 173 horsepower electric motor with a 323 horsepower combined, 369 pound-feet of torque. There are 8 trim levels for the 2024 CX-90. The first 5 have the lower output 3.3 turbo, and the top 3 have the higher output. And compared to the CX-9, which has a 115.3-inch wheelbase, 199.4 inches in overall length, and an 8.8-inch ground clearance, the CX-90 has a much longer 122-inch wheelbase, but very similar 200.8 inches in overall length. So much more usable space, but the overall length is about the same as the CX-9, and a little bit less ground clearance with 8.1 inches. Here we have the Turbo S Premium, the second highest trim level, with a base price of $56,450. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you notice your flickering LED daytime running lights. They're not actually flickering in real life. Full LEDs for the high and low beam. And I like how that daytime running strip continues out towards that grille area. This helicopter has been just flying over our heads for the last 10 minutes. There's really no way I can work around them, so just bear with me. We have functional airflow in both corners of this front end, bold blacked out grille, completely different styling compared to the CX-9. I can still see the Mazda heritage in this vehicle, but compared to their other models, this looks completely different. Full front parking sensing, forward-facing camera coming standard on the premium trim. A little bit of shiny chrome for the front lip, but outside of that, very clean front styling. This white metallic paint color is also beautiful. It really shines in this Florida sun. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Coming to the side, we get these beefy 21-inch rims, black and silver contrasted 5-piece lug pattern wrapped in Toyo tires, all seasons, dimensions being a really beefy 275/45 R21. The Mazda logo in the center, dual piston front caliper, and all body color for the wheel well area. It says inline 6 right here towards the side, a little bit of chrome for the rocker panel side skirt area, and it says Mazda right there in the corner on that shiny chrome. We have 4-door smart access LED turn signal on the mirror, additional camera on the mirror helping us out with the 360, body color with black contrast. The glass fills up the entire frame, blind spot monitoring on the glass, black trim for the bottom part of the window trim, chrome right up top with some brushed aluminum roof rails, shark fin style antenna, and hopefully you can pick up that panoramic moonroof. Again, we can take a step back, get a good look at the side profile. The overall length, as we mentioned, very similar compared to a CX-9, but the wheelbase here is significantly longer, allowing us to have more second row passenger space, and third row passenger space is grown as well. Out rear, same rear wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper, same dimensions for the tires. The gas cap is push to open, no easy fill. Premium fuel is recommended, and that's how you're going to make your 340 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. Out rear, full rear parking sensing, LED taillights, turn signals and reverse lights also LED, CX-90 all-wheel drive badge in the corner, Mazda badge in the center, backup camera, Skyactiv G badge in the other corner. The rear wiper, it's not hidden away in the spoiler, not really a big deal. We see that with some Kia and Hyundai cars. Hopefully other manufacturers start integrating it as well. Down below, we can get a good look at the exhaust tips. They are hidden away really well. Hopefully I can pick them up for you guys on camera. They are a dual exhaust setup. And speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this all-new 3.3-liter turbo and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the all-new 3.3 liter turbo sold by Mazda for this all-new CX-90, and it sounds pretty good, cranking out a ton of power at 340 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this all-new 3-row mid-size SUV to 60 in around 5 seconds. Definitely no joke when it comes to performance, and this engine cover takes up basically this entire engine bay. Very aggressive looking for an engine cover. But what you see is basically what we get hydraulic hood struts. We can shut this hood right down. Take a step back, walk around this 2024 Mazda CX-90 Premium Turbo S one more time, and then take a step inside. But before we take a step inside, let's check out this window sticker, see everything we get on this 2024 Mazda CX-90 3.3 Turbo S Premium Package all-wheel drive. This white metallic paint color is called rhodium white. We get black Nappa leather, standard features. Hopefully you guys can pause, take a look at all of those. I know it's really tough with these dark tints, but again, base price at $56,450, and these are all the standard features that we get for that price point. Options, $595 for this beautiful rhodium white metallic paint, $75 for the roadside assistance kit, no charge for these additional features. And for the Turbo S Premium Package, these are all the additional features that you would get. Hopefully you can pick all of those up on camera. But after the options and after the $1,375 destination charge, we're sitting at $58,495. Fuel economy is also impressive for a 3-row SUV. Making this much power, averaging 25 mpgs is absolutely absurd. 23 in the city, 28 on the highway. But taking a step inside, let's see what we get for the money. So up top, we get soft touch materials, this faux carbon aluminum trim right beneath that, genuine aluminum beneath that faux aluminum. In the center, we have some faux leather, rubberized trim, aluminum door handle, lock and unlock, and a gushy soft leather armrest with some yellow contrast stitching. 4-window auto one touch, power folding mirrors, 4-way adjustable mirrors. Down below, plenty of storage. You can stack up to 6-inch subs, maybe fit a foot long across. And next to it, you can wash it down with a 30-ounce bottle, maybe even a big gulp, very large. We have 2 Bose speakers on the door panel. The seats are also extremely comfortable. Perforated leather, orange contrast stripe in the center with some orange contrast stitching. They're not heated and ventilated, but they are heated. You got to go for the Premium Plus to get the ventilated seats. And the Premium Plus gives you ventilated seats for the front and the back. Definitely competitive with all the top luxury SUVs in the segment. We get lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start stop located right here in the corner, and everything fires right to life. So we have a 12.3-inch touchscreen and a 12.3-inch digital gauge display. Hopefully the car decides to stop beeping at me. There we go. But first thing we noticed is the steering wheel. It's very thick, solid 10-2 bolstering notch, and 9.3 cuts out really well for your hands. The leather continues for this frame, aluminum outline for the actual frame of the steering wheel, volume and skip controls, mute and source if you click on them, voice commands, you can hang up and answer your phone calls, and info. On the right side, radar cruise control adjustments with a hill descent control. The stocks have a very satisfying click, auto headlamps, auto high beams, and auto rain sensing wipers. All appreciated features. The gauge display, as you mentioned, is 12.3-inch and completely digital. The tach goes to about 6,200 RPM with a digital speedo in the center. And we have our CX-90 illuminated right in the middle for our advanced safety features. You can see other cars and pedestrians out on the road. On the right side, coolant temperature and fuel level right beneath that. You press this info button, you can adjust between compass, turn by turn. You turn everything off, see the trip and fuel. Press it one more time and it gives us our eye active sense status, and right back to our compass. My personal favorite to look at all times would probably be exactly that eye active sense that we had over here. To the left of the steering wheel, the air vents have this bronze outline, more of that yellow orange contrast stitching. Beneath that, we can turn off our 360. Parking sensor, you can also disable. Traction control, you can disable, and the iStop, you can turn right off. The button for the power tailgate to the left corner, 2-person memory seats. And one thing that's cool about this CX-90, you have the hard buttons for the memory seats, and you also have a camera right here located, so it recognizes your face and it can actually adjust your settings to your face once it is set up. We have a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Hopefully you get a good look at the pedals. Soft touch, completely soft touch for the dashboard. We don't get the heads up display on the Premium. Got to go for the Premium Plus to get the heads up display, but still a really premium interior. The 12.3-inch screen, it's not a touchscreen. I may have called it a touchscreen earlier. Well, it technically is a touchscreen for the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto function. It works as a touchscreen, For the standard Mazda display, it does not. You're gonna have to use this dial right below. We'll go through the touchscreen once we get to the dial. Beneath the touchscreen is this leather stitch trim, hazards, more of that contrast stitching, engine start stop button, 2 air vents blowing directly into the center, dual zone front, climate control, heated seats, heated steering wheel, and the adjustments with hard buttons right down below. A lot of manufacturers starting to get rid of the hard buttons. It's nice to see Mazda for an all-new 2024 vehicle is keeping hard buttons. Wireless charging pad, 12 volt right next to it, more of that faux aluminum carbon trim. My drive modes, we have off-road mode, normal, and sport. We'll start the review off in normal, transition into sport, and just see what the differences are. If we didn't mention, we have paddle shifters that control the 8-speed automatic transmission. Finally, Mazda getting rid of that 6-speed. I like that they were using a conventional transmission for all their vehicles this whole time, whereas most manufacturers are switching to CVT, but this 8-speed automatic transmission should be miles ahead of the 6-speed. Continuing along, the gear selector controls the 8-speed automatic transmission. Hill descent control, you can press this button to check out the cameras. Right now we're looking at a front-facing camera with guidance lines and trajectory with a indicator for the rear end swing and a 360 right next to it. Very premium display. You can throw the car into reverse and check out the backup camera, also with guidance lines and trajectory. No indicators for the front end swing, but you get that on the 360. Very high resolution, huge thumbs up for the display. Throwing right back into park, you press the button and just push it to the left and everything returns to the home screen. And speaking of the home screen, we have the dial to adjust this touchscreen. Right now we're looking at communication, navigation, settings, entertainment, and infotainment. Navigation, you press this button. We currently don't have the SD card ready. Mazda should give it to whoever ends up buying this vehicle. Right now all you can see is the latitude, longitude, and altitude, 69 feet in the air. If you don't want to pay for the navigation, I believe it's like a $800 to $1,000 option from Mazda. You can go on Amazon or eBay. I probably shouldn't be telling you guys this, but you can go on Amazon or eBay. We just dropped 2 feet in elevation. That's interesting. But again, you can go on Amazon or eBay, get the chip. It's about 50 bucks. We did it for my grandpa's CX-5 that we just bought, and he has full navigation, all for 50 bucks. We were able to skip it from the dealership, but hopefully Mazda doesn't get mad at me for telling me that. They should just add it as a standard feature if you're gonna be able to get it from eBay or Amazon for such a cheap price. Behind it, or next to it, we have our electronic parking brake with auto hold, dial for the volume and skip control in an excellent location, very convenient for both the driver and the passenger if they want to switch songs. Favorites, home, music, navigation, and the back button all through the dial. The armrest is very gushy soft leather. We can check out the storage space. It's decent, not the most spacious. You can probably fit 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 actually if you're laying down 12-ounce cans. We have 2 USB-C ports and a light so you can see everything that's going on. But the materials are super gushy soft. The glove box, we can pull this aluminum latch. It is damped and lined with felt and massive, very deep. You could probably fit 2, maybe 3 pairs of shoes in there. You could probably stack up like 4 500-page books, 30 license plates, massive. And as we mentioned, lined in felt, premium leather, aluminum separating it, frameless auto-dimming rear view mirror with 3 garage HomeLink settings on it. The interior lights are LED, sunglass holder, and we have a panoramic moonroof. We can open up the shade. It opens up pretty quickly. Not a very large opening piece of the panoramic, but the back portion is much larger. We can open up the glass itself. The top or the front portion of the glass goes behind or on top of the back portion, so it sticks out like a sore thumb a little bit. See if it goes out any further. It does not. It's not the largest opening, but we still have an opening. We can poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Wesley Chapel, Florida. Sunny and 83 degrees according to this 2024 CX-90. We can shut this moonroof right up though. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you can see how much light is brought into the cabin. That's about it though for the front seat of this 2024 Mazda CX-90. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. So up top, we have soft touch material and a manual deploying sunshade. More of that faux aluminum, gushy soft, rubberized leather material in the center, and genuine leather, gushy soft for the armrest. Auto one touch window, aluminum door handle, 1 Bose speaker on the door panel. Decent storage. You'll be able to fit a 6-inch sub in there with no problem, probably stack 2 on top of each other, and you'll fit 2 30-ounce water bottles, very large cup holders. The rear seats, we get captain chairs here on this premium. They're perforated leather. They're not heated or ventilated. Got to go with the premium plus if you want that. We have that brown contrast in the center. Taking a step inside with this almost 8-inch longer wheelbase. Let's see how the legroom is compared to the CX-5. So right now I have at least 8 inches of current knee room. We'll see the seat slides further back. It does not. This is the furthest back setting, but I have a ton of space. Headroom wise, I have at least 2-3 inches. If you're under 6'8", you should be able to fit back here with no problem. 2 USB-C ports, 2 air vents too. These are the only air vents, nothing blowing directly into our face, unfortunately, but they still do the job. 3rd zone climate control, as you guys see as well. No heated or ventilated seats, got to go up to the Premium Plus, as you mentioned, if that's what you're looking for. We get these armrests as part of these captain's chairs, and they stay right here. They're not the widest, but they still do the job. And we have cup holders right here in the center, and they'll probably fit up to 16-ounce bottles. Putting that right back though, map pockets behind both of the front seats. That's about it for the back seat, or second row seat, of this 2024 CX-90. Let's hop out into the 3rd row. See how much space is offered back there. Check out the cargo space, and then take this car out for a drive. So taking a step inside, hopping out into the 3rd row. Pretty easy process so far. The seat goes right back to where it was, and we have a ton of space back here. Plenty of room, even in the farthest back setting. It's pretty easy to get in and out. Headroom, my head is starting to touch, but anybody under 6'2", 6'3" can sit back here for long trips. Very impressive amount of space. Hard plastic materials, but we get a USB-C port. You'll fit 2 24-ounce water bottles in here. No air vents. It would be nice to get air vents in the 3rd row, but still very nice to see this much space for an all-new vehicle with a base price well under 60,000 bucks. Even the Premium Plus is a base price under 60,000 bucks. But taking a step out of here, same process as before. Pretty easy, can't complain. Definitely no more difficult than any other midsize SUV. Definitely easier than some, like the Acura MDX or Volvo CX-90. Much better compared to vehicles like that. But hopping out to the cargo space, click of a button, it gives you a second to get out of the way. So if you have grocery bags, you don't have to worry about getting doofed in the face. But cargo space behind the 3rd row seat is impressive. We'll see if we have any secret space down over here, or if it's just a spare tire. Nope. We have a fix-a-flat kit, spare tire underneath it, and a little bit of secret storage to the left. I recommend taking this whole tray off if you plan on keeping the 3rd row seats up. That way you have a little bit more usable space. But if you don't plan on having the 3rd row seats up, you can just simply fold them down right now, and you can see how much cargo space you have in the back of the Mazda CX-90. Very solid amount of space. We have an additional 12 volts, so if you have an electrically cooled cooler, you can plug it in. All your stuff will be cold, even on a long trip. But what you see is basically what we get. Very solid amount of cargo space. To shut the trunk, you just press this button. It gives you a second so you can step out of the way and not get duped in the head, as we mentioned. But that's about it for the inside and outside of this all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90. It is a beautiful SUV inside and out, ground up, all-new vehicle, all-new power plant, all-new transmission. I can't wait to take it out for a drive. And speaking of that, let's take this all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90 Premium Turbo S out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of this all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, though, the steering is buttery smooth with very solid amount of weight to it. This really reminds me of a BMW X7, just a bargain version of one. We'll see how the power is. We'll see how it compares to the B58 inline 3-liter we get from BMW. But so far, I get a very big sense of BMW. The ride quality feels great, even with these 21-inch rims. Throttle response is solid thanks to this hybrid assist. We'll take a step right out here, lean into a little bit. Good response. The steering, we're still in normal mode. The steering feels good. Body roll is limited. A little bit of throttle. You hear the turbo, and you hear a little blow off once you let go of the gas. But that was still light throttle, and it picks up speed really well. We'll throw it in a little quicker over here. Turning is sharp, body roll is limited, coming out about 3rd throttle. Good boost. Has a nice engine note too. We'll see how it is once we really step on it, but so far, I'm liking it. Very playful platform, really refined levels of luxury. We'll check the windows, see if we get dual panes. We do get dual panes, that's why it's so quiet in here. And we do get a heads-up display. I mentioned that we didn't get one. I just didn't see one before, but we get a heads-up display, and it's a pretty large display at that. All right, taking a step out here, we can lean into it about halfway. Ooh. Yeah, hopefully you can pick up that turbo whistle. Ooh, feel the bump a little bit, but that was a big bump. Another one right here. Feel it a lot less when you hit it straight on. And even at higher speeds, the steering still feels really good. Body roll is limited. Try out a turning radius test, see how sharp it is. It is really sharp. We're gonna make it with no problem. Take a step out here. Throttle still feels great. We'll try an acceleration off the line as soon as we get the chance, and I'll catch right back with you. All right, guys, looks like a good opportunity to try one out off the line. We'll throw it into sport mode. No brake torque, just off the line. On the gas. Boost. Woo. Yeah, guys, this thing can move. I could definitely see 0 to 60 close to 5 seconds. It doesn't blow you away in terms of speed, but it's definitely noticeably quicker compared to a CX-9, and it makes a much better engine note too. The 8-speed transmission has much shorter ratios. You're shifting into third gear at around 50 miles per hour. With the 6-speed, you're shifting into third gear at about 65. So it just helps the engine get back into its power band much quicker, and there's just more power overall compared to the CX-9. In sport mode, we hold our higher gear right now at 30 miles an hour, revving above 2,000 RPM, but that's fine. We'll try out these paddle shifters after we turn around. In sport mode, the steering gets a little bit heavier. It's still right on center, just like it was in normal mode. You hear a little bit more engine noise, but it's all piped in. It's not actual exhaust note. Try out downshift, third gear, second gear, rev match downshifts. Nice handling, and on the gas. Good pull. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't blow you away. It doesn't have nearly the top end punch that a B58 from BMW has. But compared to an X7, you're saving over $20,000. So you shouldn't really expect anything like that. But the transmission is snappy. Huge upgrade compared to the 6-speed. The brakes feel remarkably sharp and touchy. With partial throttle, that snarl from this V6 is... it almost sounds like a non-turbocharged 6-cylinder. One more step out here, still in sport. If you stop using the paddle shifters for more than a couple seconds, it automatically throws you back into automatic mode. And there's no button on the gear selector, it's like an M or an S, that permanently keeps you in the manual shifts. So make sure you're using the paddles, because if you leave them alone for 30 seconds, they'll just automatically turn off. But right now, third gear, once we get situated, we can lean into it one more time. Yeah, even with partial throttle, that's what this vehicle exceeds. Partial throttle, the torque that you get out of this Turbo 6 is fantastic. Full throttle, it's still fantastic, but it's just not as powerful as you would think compared to that partial throttle feel, if that makes any sense. With this partial throttle feel, it just feels like the power just never ends. All right, guys, taking a step out here. Lean into it again once we're situated, about halfway. Nice. Snappy shifts. They're not lightning quick shifts, but they're snappy. Again, huge upgrade to the 6-speed. Overall, guys, if you're looking for a top-level premium mid-size SUV, you want the luxury, you want good performance, you're just not looking to spend over $65,000. The new CX-90 from Mazda is a great way to go, especially with the Turbo S models. With a base price around $51,000 for the regular Turbo S, about $56,000 for the Turbo S Premium, $59,000 for the Turbo S Premium Plus. This is a serious level luxury SUV. You're competing with BMW for the X7, you're competing with Lincoln for their Aviator, and those are both SUVs that start on their base models at around $60,000. So if you're looking for a top-level luxury SUV, 3-row SUV, top-level luxury and good performance, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2024 Mazda CX-90. And huge thanks to Q and the rest of the management and staff here at Mazda of Wesley Chapel for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or SUV in the Wesley Chapel, Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Q. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.